Yeah, big up, people. How you doing? 12th man's back. Rival talk is back. We're going to be previewing England v Greece. Team news is just out, and we're going to be talking about all things Premier League as well. Big up to every single one of you for joining, and thank you all for being here so early in the chat. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit subscribe, and make sure you get ready to settle down for the England game after this. We're going to try our best to get through this in time for the kickoff. That's going to be very, very difficult when I've got Dave and Dora on together. Hope you're all well, both of you. Big up to both of you. Emilio, big up. Emilio Rich.
He's sending shots already. Okay.
I know, man. Emilio, Rich, Little Dan, and Matty. What a brilliant panel I've got tonight, man. Big up to every single
Magnificent Seven.
It is a fantastic one. Look, we might as well talk about it. It's about to kick off in an hour's time. We've got England, Greece. I, for one, give no tosses about this Nations League or any friendlies. If it's not a tournament, I couldn't give a damn. I absolutely hate international football personally. But unless it's a tournament, yeah, I don't really care for it, if I'm honest. I've always been club over country, to be fair. But look, the team news is out. Saka and Rice are playing again, which is really nice of Lee Carsey to play them two. Not that they need a rest or anything. Pickford in goal. Alexander-Arnold. Stones, who I'm being told, is going to be captaining the side. Colwell ahead of Gearhey, which is kind of a strange one. Rico Lewis, at left back. Rice, Bellingham, and Foden. Saka, Gordon, and Palmer. So there's no Kane. I imagine Palmer will be playing up top. What do you make of that? Let's come to you, Matty.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd just share your sentiment around around these games. I think, I saw a thing earlier about was it the second international break already? Everyone's just a bit done with it, isn't they? But I completely understand Lee Carsley or whatever the new manager coming in needs a bit of time to experiment with teams and do whatever. But I'll just do without it. But I feel like quite a cynic and quite kind of quite unpatriotic. But I just couldn't give a shit, to be honest, mate. And I've tried for years. And the thing is, you either get excited because you spank someone terrible 5-0, or we scrape a 1-0 win, and then it's back to the drawing board. I just think there's nothing fun about it, apart from maybe trying to get more fans to the ground and whatever. But like for me, it's exhibition. I think even calling it exhibition football is generous, to be honest, mate.
Bro, it's insane. Like, I don't really get why we need a Nations League. Just the Euros and a World Cup is fine. And then if you have to qualify for it, all good. There's enough English football, in my opinion. I don't think we need all these friendlies and Nations League games just on top of it. That's just my opinion. I think they play enough football as it is. Little Dan, let me come to you, bro. No Wolves players in there, mate. Oh, that's mad for me. I can't believe. Oh, actually, most of them are Portuguese. How are you, mate? It's been too long, bro.
Been way too long. Like you just said, it's another international break that none of us could, all of us could do without, really. But yeah, it's a big week international football. Like you just mentioned, we've got Scotland away next week, Portugal. So hopefully we can get another 3 points towards qualification then.
Love that, man. Go for Portugal instead. I don't blame you, to be fair.
I had to type quickly who Portugal was playing then just for comedic purpose because I hate talking about England. But you know that since that one tournament when Lampard hit the bar and Germany spanked us, I've not been interested in English international football since then. It's just I'm fed up of football. Club football's hard enough to watch. Having to support a second team like England and let you down as well. It's bad for your mental health. It's World Mental Health Day as well. I could forget England.
Yeah, we're mental health day in England are playing. You know what I mean? That's never good. That's a definite, man. Rich, let me come to you, bruv. No Eze, no Gearhey, no Wharton. What's happening to these Palace players, man?
Just checking you can hear me for starters.
Yeah, man, of course.
Yeah.
All right, no, I'm ecstatic. We don't need any Palace players going. It's bad enough that Mundis is injured and Lerma's off to Colombia. We never get good news when they come back from international duty. So, Carsley, just don't play any of them, please. we've got a massive game against Forest, which I don't even think we're going to get any points out of myself personally. So you know what, we need all players firing fit. So
Yeah, big up. Emilio, no Harry Kane, the most overrated striker in your opinion, mate. How are England going to do without him, bro?
How many tournaments has he won so far as a world-class player? Nothing's changed. Where was he in the Euros in the summer? You know, I rest my case, to be honest with you. So look, I used to remember the old days before this Nations League malarkey. The World Cup and Euro qualifier started in September. Dave, do you remember all these little Dan? It was September to the following September. It was a 12-month qualification, but now it's all like you cramming in your European and World Cup qualifying games in about 4 months, 5 months. So yeah, too much international football, but it's a top of the table clash for England. So you know, all to lose, nothing to gain, I guess. But if you're all bored of England, go and watch the Italy-Belgium game. It's probably a bit more of an excitement game on the other channel.
You know what? I spoke to LB earlier, and he's like, "I'll be here for the watch along." Actually, I might do the watch along for Italy, Belgium, maybe better. That's what he said. That's just so.
I'm impartial. Obviously, follow both countries, you know. So I think that Italy's beat the French on their own turf a couple of months ago and played very, very well. So yeah, it'll be a good game. But England, come on, Greece, it's top of the table clash, but England got a second side out and should really be winning this game. So yeah, if you're going to get bored, like I said, go and switch over and watch the Italy-Belgium game. I'm sure there'll be more excitement there.
Big up, man. That's probably what we'll be doing. Last time that you was on with Dor, there was carnage, man. It was like war.
Hey, we all down. Why is in this shot? Yo, Dave, sort him out, Dave. Sort him out, Dave.
Mate, I tell you, the last time.
Morris boys making all the noise.
You too. That was the last time, and there was a long time ago. And Dor was like, "Fulham just ain't that team, Emilio. They're going down. They're
going down. Predictions.
Emilio, I got a clue what you're talking about, but yeah, let's move on.
Big up. Listen, I wanted to come around just to get your thoughts on England, but we do need to start with Forest because that the weekend was a madness. Ever since I've tipped you to go down this season, you keep beating teams like Liverpool and Chelsea. It's beautiful to see, man. Obviously, I will say I want you to stay up, but I just felt the worst for you. Nuno's turned it around, if I'm honest with you. I've got to say that little Dan's really happy. I just see your face, bro, and I'm like, wow. You're on mute, bro. You're on mute, bro.
It's like your ex-girlfriend finding someone better. It's fucking heartbreaking because on a Saturday match of the day, your ex-girlfriend's being shagged by a better-looking bloke. That's the way it feels like at the moment. Forget it, you know. Remember the old like television next 10-minute preview? That's what it's like watching match of the day with these like at the moment.
I love that, man. Your analogies are the best, bro. Listen, I might as well start with you, Dor, because it's been a while, man. Mate, I think your away trips are now sorted now for the rest of the season, man. You've had Anfield and, to be fair, Chelsea. I know that it wasn't an unbelievable win victory, nothing like that. But when you went down to 10, I feared the worst, if I'm honest. But you got away with it. And you could have won it at the end, bro, if I'm honest with you. I know that they made a save. You made a save as well from Nkunku. But I've got to say, like, I would have been so impressed by Forest, bro. And you must have as well. Must be as well, mate.
It's funny, like I said, when we went down to 10 men, I was sat the next day and I thought, it wasn't like, it's going to be a battering because we went down to Brighton as well. And we went down to 10 men as well. And we could have won that game. So these 2 years, it's been mad because like me and Dave go to every game. And it feels like, we're going to get battered now. But now since Nuno's come in, pre-season and blah, 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 this Chelsea game thought, okay. They didn't have more of the ball. But every time we had the ball, we were just going full for it. We could have nicked it with Nico Williams, could have got a couple of goals. Jota Silva could have got a header last minute, and it feels like it's so different, Dan. Because like Dan, I'm coming for you, Dan. Like I said, you wanted Forest to get relegated, and yes, you're not getting away with it, Dan. That's why I've come on today. And
bro, you know me.
Yes,
you know I love Forest, right? I predicted you to struggle this season.
Don't do that again,
you proved me wrong, man. You proved me wrong, innit?
No, but listen, I'm not going to go. We've started fantastic. And I don't want to go like that because me and Dave thinking, it's everything's changed at Forest. Because like I said, every time we went to away game, we can, we're going to snatch a point. But it feels like we're going to every game now and thinking we can get 3 points. And like I said, we could have got 3 points against Brighton. Chelsea, I feel like it was for a neutral, it was a great game as well. And Chelsea had the chance with Palmer, who it was. But yeah, as a Forest one right now, 10 points. I could not think about it. Like, I feel sorry for little Dan, like bottom of the league. We've been there before. But yeah, it's amazing how what Nuno's done for the club. He's brought in some decent players as well, and good players. Not thinking of desperate players like we brought in for the last 2 seasons, but like players like Milinkovic, Raw Price. I think people give him a little bit of stick, but he did get the assist against Chelsea. And listen, we've started great, and the only way is up, Dan, and hopefully Dave will be on European stream soon.
Hey, you know what, bro?
About that.
No,
be here if
this
there's
is
a
the
war.
problem. I see all these Man U fans going on, and I'm thinking, where's Dave? We're 10th. Why is Dave not on there? This is why we need words, Dan.
5 games in, and I'm thinking I might have to get Dave on the Race for Europe show here.
No, it should. When we beat Liverpool, I said to Dave, why are you not on that show? So yeah,
Because I never asked.
No. Listen, clip this. Dave should be on the next European tour.
Clip this. Patience is a virtue, and I never get ahead of myself. So that's where we are. But I'll tell you one thing. Door's right, actually, and it must pain little Dan, because the man on a redemption mission is becoming Wolves Nuno again, right? Tottenham Hotspur Nuno, forget that, because nobody in the right mind can manage Tottenham Hotspur, the most deluded, ridiculous club on the entire face.
Say it again, Dave. Love it, bro. Love it. Say it again.
Clip this. I've watched a lot of shows this week, a lot of shows that I don't necessarily normally watch, and I wanted to see if there was balance. I wanted to see if there was insight and perception, and there's been none. There's just been laziness. They're just a low block team. They come and like park the bus. How can you park the bus if your centre half is smashing one from 20 yards and forcing the keeper into a good save? How can you be low block if you're playing with 10 men and almost pulling off an unbelievable victory? Right? I spent that game. I had a really emotional weekend last weekend. Dora will tell you. I hardly said a thing during that game. I just sat there really nervous the whole week through, because I appreciate Chelsea's cutting edge and what Chelsea had done at Wolves, what Chelsea had done to Brighton the previous week, what Chelsea had done to Barrow, who are a good side, right? You know, what they'd done in those games. And I was on here last week. I thought that Chelsea would beat Forest. I was on Door's show. I thought that Chelsea would beat Forest. I was on Don's show, and I said to Don that Chelsea will beat Forest. I spent the whole game nervous. The moment that Chris Kavanagh blew his final whistle, it's one of the finest feelings of release and relief I've ever had. And I'll tell you something, I was so proud of my team for many reasons. Our goalkeeper, who's had quite a bit of stick from people who've never played the game or never been between a goalpost or two, never put on a pair of gloves, was absolutely out of this world. It's been the high time that he was the man of the match, and he was brilliant. Actually, as was Robert Sanchez. 2 maligned goalkeepers who pulled off fantastic saves. In fact, I saw the best minute of football on the planet. There was a minute where Forest attacked Anthony Elanga, a back heel to Nico Williams. He fires a shot in. Sanchez makes a brilliant one-handed save. Mudryk retrieves it, run the length of the field, puts across it, and Kunku heads it. Sells goes full stretch. 2 teams going at it, hell for leather. And then there's the brawl. The brawl happened. Nico Williams pushed Cucurella. You know, he couldn't see Cucurella because there was all this hair there. And he pushed him into Maresca. Maresca went arse over tit. All the Chelsea bench, we're worth £1 billion, came out to push little Nottingham Forest, who they're probably insulted at having to play about. Every single Forest guy on the field and every single Forest guy on the bench said, if you hit Nico Williams, you hit all of us. Cole Palmer, he didn't care about his teammates. He sat down, didn't want to get involved, right? But the Forest lads played and fought like a family. And at the end of that game, I looked and I thought, £1 billion. Yeah. £1 billion. And you couldn't beat a team you perennially disrespect and look down at. And all week I've seen the Little Six, big in terms of their clubs, but small in terms of their intellect. Oh, Nottingham Forest is just a low block team. Nottingham Forest is this, that, and the other. Chelsea didn't do this. Chelsea didn't do that. The usual lazy stereotypes, right? Let's put some respect on Nottingham Forest. I don't come on here bigging them up, but I'm going to. We're unbeaten away from home in 4 games. Southampton, Liverpool, Chelsea, and Brighton and Hove Albion. Oh, Brighton, didn't they give Tottenham a 2-goal start and humiliate them? Forest didn't get humiliated at Brighton. The only team who've beaten us put the shits up Manchester City last week and should have beaten them. So the Fulham result makes us look good, right?
Yeah.
And I came out of Stamford Bridge, and it was a little screw you to this hierarchy in the Premier League where most people think there are only 6 clubs. That's why I love seeing Fulham doing well at Manchester City. I want Wolves to go places and beat people. I want Crystal Palace to do it. I want Brentford to do it. It's like, why don't we have a show the other 14 and not talk about those 6? And that came out to me at the weekend. I thought it was a yet like at Brighton, it was a draw that felt like a win.
Yeah.
And Forest are now different because whereas previously for the last 2 seasons, it's please don't hit us and we'll try and nick something with 1 counter-attack or 2 counter-attacks. It's not like that anymore. Forest are aggressors in games built on a spine of cells. Milenkovic, the captain of Serbia, who I cannot believe nobody's mentioned yet, is a superb player. Ryan Yates, who outplayed Caicedo and Fernandez. Yeah, Ryan Yates.
Does everyone know who he is? Does everyone know who Ryan Yates is before?
And then up front, we've got a creaking New Zealand wardrobe who keeps scoring goals. So this team, I'll tell you what, Clough would be looking down and be proud of them. I'm so proud of Forest this week. It might go awry against Palace because that's the nature of life and football. But right now, so many of ours are on redemption missions, especially our manager, and it's going well. It could all change. But as of now, October the 10th or whatever it is, October the 9th, it's pretty good being a Forest fan and does right, mate.
That's the thing, Dan. It's like 10 points. Like Dave's right. When everyone feels like, oh, Chelsea's going to beat us, they're going to walk past us. All Liverpool fans, when we beat Liverpool before the game, everyone thought, oh, Liverpool's going to batter us. It didn't happen. We beat them. Liverpool fans didn't show no respect to us at all. Low block, blah, blah, blah.
Liverpool fans showed no respect. Liverpool fans showed zero respect to their own team. 75 minutes before the goal, you'll never walk alone. 15 minutes after the goal, dear old Liverpool, bless them, had to walk alone because they didn't want to bother. They were all leaving Anfield. So don't expect respect for other clubs if Liverpool fans can't respect their own team.
Exactly.
I found it disrespectful to Bill Shankly, Bob Paisley, and all the great Liverpool managers before. You know, Ronnie Moran, Joe Fagan, Roy Evans. These people have gone before in the boot room, right? Oh, we'll support Liverpool if they win, but not if they're losing. And again, Liverpool, the conversation's lazy. Liverpool are beating everybody, and then people go, oh, hang on a minute, Nottingham Forest. You know what I mean? And it's the snobbery has to be dealt with.
And before doing, respect to Don, because he after the game he said, "Oh, Forest had a game plan, and it happened." And I said we could have won the game. Judge could have won the game, but like Dave says, 10 points. No one would have thought about this. And like I said, I don't want to go ahead of myself. We started well, mid-table, and hopefully we can stay there till May. Because I'm not saying we're going to make European football. If we do, it's a bonus. And we started very well, but like I say, we're coming for you, Dan. You're next, Dan.
What I would say
mate.
And respect to little Dan as well. This Forest team, while it isn't as good as that Wolves team that finished 7th 2 years running, it isn't as good as that team yet. But it's showing symptoms of being like it. You know, resilient. I mean, you know, we've gone in with game plans. Yeah, it's not spectacular football, but it's canny football. I mean, it didn't take an idiot to watch the Chelsea-Brighton game and think, well, probably best not to play a high line at Stamford Bridge next week. You know what I mean? You know, and I mean, so it's so far so good, but there's like 31 games to go. Long way to go, yeah.
More ups and downs.
Yeah, man. Look, I want to bring Emilio and Matty in together because I feel like Fulham and Brentford deserve a little bit of respect here as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think they've both been really good to watch, man. I thought Fulham were exceptional. And if only Adama Traore could bloody shoot. He could do anything else, but he cannot score for Toffee. And Emilio, you could have won that game if actually he was on fire. It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I predicted last week. I went for a bold 1-1 draw, if you remember. I think I stuck my neck at it. To be honest with you, yeah. Look, like Doran Davis said, small Fulham, small Forest. Well, I was proud of that team. I've been proud all season. We're getting better every week. The team is starting to gel. We've lost big players over the last 2 seasons, but we're winning a lot of neutrals. I think that game on Saturday, I think it puts the likes of Arsenal to shame. The way you went there, Dan, sitting back, hoping to disrupt. We went out of attack right from the word go. And
we did have 10 men, though, Emilio.
Huh?
We did have 10 men though, but fair enough.
I know, but you know, even last season, same last season, yeah. But let's put that aside for a moment. But we went out there to make it difficult for them. Took a deserved lead. That back heel from Raul Jimenez. Come on, that's probably assist of the season.
Amazing,
fantastic. And he's got, you know, he had a difficult 12 months, but he's now our number one striker. He's more clinical in the box. But yeah, Traore, come on, you've got to, you know, however good or bad a finisher you are, you've got to take those chances. 2-0 up, we would have lost a game. They might not have won it, but we wouldn't have lost a game. And I thought we were dominant that first half. But then, you know, you pay the price for not being clinical. Take Man City, a couple of chances, you know, the next minute 2-1 up. But we've got nothing but respect for that team. And we won a lot of neutrals respect from that game because we pushed them hard, even with 3-1 down. You know, I said we won't get battered many games this season, but 3-1 down, game over. But no, we kept pushing, we kept plugging, got a second goal. You know, if there was a bit more Alex Ferguson time in added time, it might have maybe got a penalty, something, you know, something from a set piece. But 3-2 doesn't reflect the outcome, you know, the way we played that. Now I thought we deserved a point, but a lot to take forward, a lot of positives there. So you know, not all these people keep saying Forest, Liverpool, you know, Fulham, Brentford, Bournemouth, Wolves, Palace, not good enough. Actually, the gap's closing between the top teams in the division. I think Man City have strengthened. I said it last week. The other teams are sort of inching a bit closer, so it'll make it more competitive. But the likes of Fulham and Forest are likely to get more points against those top teams. If they could stay consistent and beat the teams below them, then Door's point, you know, top 8 is not unachievable. It's about consistency. Yeah? If we're not consistent, then you know we're gonna go up and down like a yo-yo in the division. But don't lose those games against the big teams. You close that gap, and if you can beat the teams below you, then there's a lot to look forward to. So yeah, great result, great performance. Very proud of the team. But yeah, Traore, you know, if he was a better finisher, he wouldn't be playing at Fulham. Put it that way. But he's an improved player as well. I think Marco Silva has to take a lot of credit here. You know, I was very cynical when we signed Traore 15 months ago. I don't think if he's not good enough to play for Wolves and nobody else wants him, what the hell are we going to do with him? But he fits our system well. He got injured soon after he started last season, but he's come back from that. Look, he's a regular starter and he causes havoc. He's being less selfish at times. At times when he's on the flank, he looks up, passes the ball. I think little down. I think when he was at Wolves, pretty similar. I think it was, you know, he's developed. I think he's improved as a player under Silva. He can just get a little bit more composure on the board and finish some of his chances there. And you know he'll be a much more rounded player, but he offers a lot on that flank, and he's a dangerous player. When have you ever seen Kyle Walker beat him for pace? You know he was in limbo.
All that ain't it.
But overall, good performance, good goals, good team performance. That's the key thing. We weren't destroyed by the so-called best team in the country. So yeah, a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, 100%. I would honestly believe Marco Silva is a manager don't get spoken about enough. The job he's done at Fulham.
True.
You know, I don't think people talk about him enough. It's just the one. Oh, Fulham, yeah, they're there or thereabouts. Marco Silva, half decent job actually. Like pretty phenomenal, in fact, what he's done there, and some of the players he's brought in and actually turned into quality players. Some of them are from the Arsenal. Some of them, like you say, like Dama Traore, Alex Iwobi, what kind of Arsenal, but you know what I mean, Everton. So for me, I think he's brought players. You don't look, wow, what amazing signings, but he's actually turned them into a good team, Fulham. And if you had a centre forward, if you bought a centre forward, I think Fulham would be in a good play, really good place. That's where I think.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where I'm at, man. That's where I'm at. But Matty, Brentford deserve credit, bro. That game was absolutely mad. 8 goals. I was at the Emirates and my mate's got one of those things on his watch where a goal goes in and it just kept going off because Brentford Wolves in the first half was 6 goals.
Nearly electrocuted the poor lad.
Nearly broke him. Yeah, nearly broke the watch, man. I tell you, that was a ridiculous game of football, man. I've got to say. But life without Ivan Toney looks all right, brother.
It's all right, mate. It's not bad. I think just circling back really quickly to one of the points that Dave made about lazy, sloppy journalism. It does my head in week after week. And I think not so much the Wolves game. It was first the match today. And don't get me wrong. I know if Wolves-Brentford was 0-0, there are not many neutrals that are queuing up at 10:30 on a Saturday to get involved in Brentford-Wolves. But I think the biggest compliment you can get on these programs to these pundits is when they almost offer an apology. And that's what Micah Richards did on Saturday when he was doing the punditry of the Brentford game. And we got a lot of the kind of low block stuff. And we're a counter-attacking team. I actually love the football we play. And I think it's a testament to Forest, and as much as I hate saying it, Fulham as well. Like, I think teams are coming for the big six now, and I have no qualms. Even on this show, I know we've kind of been bigging up Fulham and Forest, but Forest are only ahead of us on goal difference, and Fulham are 1 point ahead. But we've just been quietly doing Brentford things in the background, and our two losses are our two big losses: Tottenham away, Liverpool away. But points we should have been winning, we've been getting, and also without sounding like that boring geezer that always moans about it. As soon as we get players back from injury, I'm quite interested to see what we've got. And I kind of went out on a bit of a stuck my neck out at the beginning of the season and said that I think we might be a bit of a surprise package this year as well. I think, and then when I said Europe, even to Brentford fans, everyone laughed me out of the room. But I think we might do a little. It depend on injuries. Very small squad. When I looked at the bench the other day, I thought we had a good transfer window, but there's even names in there that I was like, who the hell is this guy? But still come on and do a job. So
one game a week, though, Matt. One game a week. So.
Yeah, exactly.
You know I mean, why only got one game a week? No European football. Look, I agree with what you've said, and I think that we'll be bigging up Nuno, bigging up Silva, but Thomas Frank, I mean, like, I can't believe no one's come in for him yet. Like, without being horrible,
needs to keep him hidden, man. But the thing is like as well, like when Tony left, and I got a lot of heat from mates because I kind of, a lot of people say about respecting the process and whatever, and like I do with Brentford. I think we're probably, in terms of our journey, maybe one step behind Brighton, but I've been there. I've been to the League 2 games away. I've seen the progression over the years. I have faith in Matthew Benham and what we've got with Thomas Frank. And I think we are now building that trajectory that I like. So I think live fire that I have and Tony, I always thought would be fine. But I think we're in a good spot now. And I think that's why Frank Touchwood will see it out. The biggest concern the other week was when a Denmark national job come up, and I think every Brentford fan did themselves. But it looks like that would be all right. I can't see him going to United, although that kind of rumbles on occasionally. But yeah, I mean, if people want to overlook him, I'm more than happy for that to happen, because I'd rather keep him for the rest of the time than anyone else get their hands on him.
Mate, and Mbeumo's been ridiculous as well, and he's got such good technique, man. I don't really know why teams weren't looking at him in the summer. I know that obviously there are a couple of injuries and stuff, but I thought he was perfect for Liverpool, or Tottenham, even for us. Like, a lot of people are saying, get him at Arsenal because he can cover Saka. Not that I think he deserves to be sitting on the bench, but he is a top talent, man.
Well, I think with I think it looks like Salah's going to go at the end of the season, and we've got a couple of players in from Liverpool, and we've never really done business with them before. So those are the kind of things you keep a bit of an eye on in terms of who's going in what direction. So I'm wondering if there's any conversation around that. But yeah, I think he'd do a job there. I don't think he wants to sit on a bench anywhere because he's hitting his prime. And to be fair, as a player, he's got better and better over the last few years. Although he looks 48, he's only like 25 or something. So like, he's looked that way since he was with us, since he was like 22. So he's class. He's fantastic. His finishing's got better. He used to be one of those players that left-footed, cutting from the right, would find Rose 9 times out of 10. But now he's starting to bang goals, starting to link up, plays well with Weiss. It's a shame Weiss is out till kind of Christmas time. They were starting to link up well. But then also we got that Igor, the striker that come in who banged 2 goals in pre-season and then was out for 6 months. So yeah, I think I can see him probably going next year. But we've got Sade back now as well. So yeah, good depth when everyone's fit.
Yeah, big up, man. No, I totally agree with you. Little Dan, I feel sorry for you, bro. You're sitting there, you're depressed about England. You got Forest fans happy because of Nuno. Emilio's just in one of your best centre halves, one of the biggest flips I've ever seen in your life. You got like Matt, you got Nathan Collins scoring against you. What's actually happening, bro? What's going on with Wolves at the moment, my bro? I never had you down here, bro. I thought you were going to be fine this year,
bro. It's a good job I've still got my looks, you know what I mean?
Never in doubt.
Yeah, I don't know what Matt thought of that our game last weekend. For me, I thought both teams were really poor. If you have a look at the video that Brentford put out on their Instagram, obviously they went into this game, didn't they, trying to break the record of scoring in the first minute for like the 4th game in concession.
Oh yeah.
Mentally, for me, it just felt like the way Wolves set up. Wolves had kickoff. We gave the ball to our goalkeeper, who usually wants an error on the ball, doesn't take a touch, just boots it straight upfield. It felt mentally, our players was just like, right, if we can make it through the first minute alive, we won't lose the rest of the game. And it was just like, I've played for some dog shit Sunday League teams, and that first minute of football last week was was close to atrocious, both teams. And then like somehow Nathan Collins just, it wasn't even a set piece, and that Brentford centre offs ghosting from box to box without any form of marshalling, any sort of challenge on him. I
It
thought
was
it
a
was
weird
disgraceful.
goal.
And,
That really weird goal. Like, I
No
don't know,
Kilman.
yeah, very, very strange.
For me, I've been trying to give Gary O'Neill a lot of empathy because I feel like he hasn't been supported by the board, letting Kilman and Neto go and not being replacing those two in the starting 11 well enough. They've improved the squad, which killed us last season, as everyone knows, once the injuries came in. But the starting lineup's got weaker now, and he's tried to take us to a back four when I don't know about you guys. Everyone sees Wolves as a team that plays back five, counter-attacking wing backs, and he's completely dismantled that system. And now we're sort of going into our next game, which is an easy one against Man City at home, followed by a trip to Brighton away. And you start to think that going against the Premier League with VAR, maybe the fixture list has been strategically placed to give us a tough run, but Gary hasn't helped himself, and there has been links to David Moyes and Graham Potter this week, and it's from the Footy Insider, which is pretty a weak source. But for me, if there's any truth in either of those managers wanting the job, I'll drive the P45 to Gary O'Neill's house tonight, because for me, he's run out of support now, and the longer this goes on, my biggest fear at the moment is if we get relegated again, we do another relegation with that sort of club, that the toxicity, once it's high like it is at the moment, we'll get relegated again.
Are you worried then, Dan, for relegation? Yeah. Real talk.
Yeah,
I am. Wow.
Like I said, we've not improved our starting 11. We haven't got a system which we've got 4 defenders who are starting week in, week out. Nelson Semedo and Ryan Aitnouri, who are fullbacks, who for me aren't fullbacks in a 4. They're good wing backs, especially Ryan Aitnouri. Ryan Aitnouri is one of the best wing backs in the league.
Good player.
Nelson Semedo isn't a fullback in a 4. And then you've got your centre halves, which are Craig Dawson, who's 34, coming 35, and Totti Gomez, who for me is a centre back in a 3, similar to like Max Kilman was. And for me, he's just got there's no system that he's willing to play at the moment. He's made Mario Lemina captain, and I don't know what Emilio thinks of this. There's Mario Lemina in recent weeks has shown why he's never gone higher. I know he had a brief spell at Juventus, but his ability and I mean, he's just been.
It all hangs on Dan. It all hangs on Cunha to me, because Cunha I think is a superb player.
He's playing him out of position at the moment. We're constantly being like left out on the left, which then exploits Ryan Aitnouri even further, because you don't want Matheus Cunha tracking back. You want him working in the final third only. And
also last season, Gary O'Neill was always like the bit of the golden boy, wasn't he? He's always going in these rants on after the game, VAR this, we never got the decisions. He always got a lot of sympathy, and I used to hate it. I said, this guy is whinging week in, week out. Just get on with it and focus on your team. But he was, though, as a neutral, all I kept hearing is Gary O'Neill, poor Gary O'Neill, another VAR decision, another penalty decision. He hasn't got that on his side this year, Dan. So I think he's losing ideas at the moment. I think I just feel like
he hasn't got that on his side. But I think a lot of the things from our recent decline is purely down to him. Last season, he had a system which he'd tweaked from the previous manager, got us winning games. We had some big wins away last season, playing this formation with a back 5 and everyone knowing the role. And now he's just completely dismantled it, trying to play this philosophy that is obviously his footprint of how he wants to play forward, which is a back 4, high press and whatnot. And we haven't got the players to play the system that he wants. So for me, he's got no other option now to go back to back 5. But then on the other angle, he's not invested in that system. So for me, he's got to go, because if you haven't got a manager who's invested in this way of system that's going to get the best out of these players, then I'm sorry, he's got to go.
Who do you want, Dan?
I just said, if there's any minor truth in David Moyes or Graham Potter, go and get them. We've been linked to the Aberdeen manager.
Which one would you prefer?
I'd go with Potter if I had my choice, because I feel like you're going to get a bit more entertainment watching the game. But I really couldn't choose between the two. David Moyes isn't the dinosaur that Lawless and the West Ham fans would have made him out to be.
True.
If David Moyes could get me into a Europa Conference League, never mind winning it, I'll bite my hands off for it.
Yeah,
Facts,
true.
Mate. Facts. No, well said,
The
man.
league's
Well
still
said.
tight. The league is still really tight. It's a bit like the championship at the
Early
moment.
days.
You
Early
win
days, Dan.
2 or 3
Early
on the bench. You go into the other half. You lose 2 or 3. You're looking over your shoulder. But yeah, let's go back to snobbery. The Forest are more overhyped. They dropped a point to Wolves and crap. I had to do something. I was too serious for a second. I need to shift the gauge quickly.
Dave, sort him out.
All I will
Something
say
like
is that Wolves result sticks in my finger like a suppurating thorn. It's like it's growing and spreading. It really, that Wolves game, every time Wolves come to our place, it's like we just can't seem to shift them. It takes a
Never win. Never win.
I tell you what, actually,
that's Nuno all over though. That is Dave. It's like the games at home where you're expected to win always ends up being a bit of a dry affair. Whereas I think away from home, he's so tactically on the money that I think in a one-off game, he's really good at setting up a team to have that one breakaway attack or being just resilient. And you've already mentioned your spine there. The 2 seasons we finished 7th, it was Patricio in goal, Bolly in defence, Neves in midfield, Jimenez up front. And you ain't far off that spine for me.
You're right, though. This idea is, I mean, like the last 2 seasons, Forest couldn't win away. Now, we can't seem to win at home. And your point, Dan, is absolutely correct. And a lot of our lot are thinking, well, he gets his shape right for away games. The shape at home, we haven't played badly at home.
No,
we haven't played. We haven't got what we really ought to be getting at home. You know what I mean? But then again, you've got to give credit to Bournemouth. Bournemouth came back in the first game, got a point. Wolves came back. I mean, the Bellegarde goal is like, I'll never forget that. That was a fantastic goal, you know. So, you know, sometimes you just have to go with it. But yeah, away from home, Nuno seems to have it spot on. But at home, not quite so much yet.
Yeah, listen, man, I don't know. I think out of the two, I think David Moyes is so underappreciated about what he did at West Ham. That job was ridiculous. How you can save him from relegation, come 17th, then say, look, you're not for us, and then go, actually, can you come and save us? Not only does he save him, he gets them playing consistent European football for 4 years and wins them a trophy for the first time in 43 years. And you got idiots like Lawless going, get rid of him. He's a bloody nightmare. We'll get someone like Lopetegui in. What? Come on, man.
It'd be interesting to see what happens with Moyes once the Everton takeover happens.
That will be.
The Everton fans still adore Moyes, don't they? So, and with a bit of money behind him, we could get Everton back into those sort of pushing for Europe places. It all depends on how serious their takeover is, I suppose.
Yeah, well, that would be a good bit because, like, Dyche is going to really do one thing with them, isn't he? But I think Moyes could actually get hold of a team like that and do something with it. And Wolves are no different, man. But Potter will be good as well if he does. If you do decide to depart with O'Neill, they say they're going to stick by him for a few games. But if the results ain't coming, man, you're going to have to pull the plug. And Rich, I've got to come to you on that. It's a nice segue because Palace are in the same boat, man. What is going on over at your club, man? I understood that you're going to miss Elise and potentially Anderson, but I don't think you're going to miss them this much, my bro. My goodness. I mean, Eze's not particularly playing well. Adam Wharton, I don't think has started amazingly well, if I'm honest. I don't quite get what you do at Palace and how long you keep hold of it, because Glasner last season at the back end of it was absolutely cooking, bro. And now, I don't know, you just can't seem to get a win. It's bizarre, bro.
It is bizarre. Look, I think once we get that first win, I think we'll be fine. I think getting that first win's tough. It's when we get that first win. Look, you know, in all the games that we've actually played,
oh, go on, Lil Dan. You're on mute, man. You're on mute, Dan. You're on mute.
I'm so sorry, Rich, but DA in here, so you're taking this. This ain't bizarre. This is classic Crystal. You make up the numbers yet again. Until you change ownership, you're making up the numbers, and we're going into that same boat with you.
The thing is, you're not wrong regarding the ownership. I'm just talking about our playing style. Their ownership's never going to change. We're always going to let ourselves down in that department. 100%.
That's your ownership, though, isn't it? They haven't backed Glasner, have they? At least when Mateta came back after the summer, being linked with Aston Villa. I don't know if he's signed a new contract. Gay has been linked to Newcastle. It's just it's a farce, and it all stems from your ownership not backing your club.
It's always a mess, and like there's nothing we can do about it until, like you said, once someone goes. But just basically looking at the playing side of it, the problem we've had this season is we only play well for 45 minutes. You can't win Premier League games doing that. You know, the Brentford game, minus the Eze goal that got disallowed, we then turned on, we switched off for like 20 minutes, and Brentford literally took control of that game. and we were under the ascendancy at that time. You look at Leicester, dominated that game and then conceded crappy goals. All we've been doing all season is conceding crappy goals. And I don't want to take credit away from the team scoring the goals because they're just more clinical than we are, you know. But in each of those games, Eze's missed about 5 or 6 big chances this season, you know. Mateta's been crap. Wharton's not fit, but we're just forcing him to play football, which is stupid. I mean, he's pulled out of the under-21 squad again, but then Glasgow will still play him against Forest. No, give him a rest. It's not helping the team. The Nketiah project on the right-hand side is not working. Kamada playing in the centre of midfield not working. Funny enough, the one time we played an 11 where everyone was quite happy was Liverpool. And even in that game, we should have got something from it. So if we don't take our chances, we're not going to win games and we're going to be the makers of our own downfall. Granted, we should have had a penalty. But yeah, I think Glasnow's got to figure something out. Whether it's a change of formation, I think Mundo's being injured might now force us to go 4-3-3. Yeah, I don't know how we do it, but we got to figure it out quickly.
Yeah, man, it's mad. It really is, and I can't lie. Like it's not looked good for Palace for a while. D's not too worried. Are you, Rich, worried that you could float with relegation and potentially Glasgow could be replaced, or do you just think a few more games you'll be okay? You said win a game you'll be all right. Bit of a run. Is that what you think?
Yeah, basically, I've been speaking to some of the fans. Some have given it, I think, the Wolves game. I think that's the game where it's like, all right, if we haven't won by then, he's gone. I've gone until Christmas. I've gone a little bit further. Just kind of credit in the bank with Glasgow, you know. And also, I think, once again, this is why I am critical of Glasgow aspects of substitutions have been wrong in my opinion. And I don't think he's had the same starting back three in any game this season. Now, granted, it was Chalobah, Guehi, and Lacroix against Liverpool. I think that will be the three going forward, unless, like I say, we change formation because Muniz is injured. So I'll give him till Christmas. However, that Wolves game, I think, is the big one.
It is, man. It really is. Look, instead of doing predictions for the weekend's games, because there isn't any, there's going to be the weekend after. I thought we'd ask something a little bit different. Of the teams amongst us, right, and I'll ask the whole panel this, who's going to finish higher out of just the teams here that are on here? We've got Fulham, Brentford, Forest, Palace, and Wolves. What are we saying?
Oh God!
I know who I think, but I'll go last.
I'm going Fulham.
Forest will die for me.
Fulham.
I'm going Fulham.
Fulham with me.
No.
What are you saying, Matt?
Brentford.
I knew you would.
Oh, yeah. You know what? The worst thing was, I thought you were going to ask for my England score prediction, and I was about to slam it. I'm confident this year. And like I said, first show of the season, when we inevitably now get relegated, everyone can pie me and whatever. But no, I'm confident. I hope I never come across as that guy that's like, oh, we're gonna fuck. But I'm digging this season already. But like Dan said earlier, mate, it takes 2 losses or 2 wins, and you're either cloud 9 or just absolutely bricking it. So yeah, early doors. But no, I think we'll be up there. I think Fulham will be close. But I think we'll just edge it. I mean, we play Fulham in a couple of weeks' time at their place, so we'll know. I reckon that one might decide it.
Dan, quick question.
Dave is going to say Fulham. Fulham, I think Fulham are the team that actually of all the teams we've played this year, Fulham are the ones that impressed me the most. They weren't great at our place, but they were just efficient in getting the job done. They'll finish higher than us.
Say Forest.
Is that the reason? Because the beat us as well, so that's why.
No, they were better than us. They were better than us on the day. Man.
Yeah, it was.
They were just more professional. They just looked more an established Premier League team than we did on the day, I think.
The only reason I said Fulham because so Emilio doesn't come for me again after 2 years ago.
And as for an England prediction, winning by an innings in 24. Because I tell you what, I'd rather watch Root and Brook bat than watch this lot tonight.
I hope both teams lose.
Brilliant.
Well, look, let's say something as well for George. George Baldock? He was a Greek international player as well. So let's just
Yeah,
Well, a
do you
few
know?
people
so-
put comments on
Look,
the chat, yeah.
RIP, because it's
Yeah.
horrendous. But do you know the UEFA? Apparently, the rumours are they asked to call the game off tonight, and they refused. Apparently, that's
So there was
crazy.
because of fixture
Mm.
congestion is what I was reading. That's awful as well.
That is
Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah.
horrendous. Like that is madness. It really is. But I didn't even know there was a Greek connection. But that just makes sense to have, as due to respect, to call the game off. No, can't do that. Too many fixtures. Oh, football comes first as always. In TV
Yeah.
and
Money
all
comes
fixtures and
first.
money
It
comes
ain't
first.
football. It's money.
Exactly,
comes
money
first.
comes
It's
first. That's what I was
disgusting.
meaning.
They'll have these footballers playing 7 days a week if they could, and it's getting out of hand now.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, it is.
craziness, man. Look, to end, little Dan, I'm going to let you take the mic because you've said you've got something planned for the end. This will be something I have no idea about here, so you go for
Yeah,
it.
but I'll make it quick. So my channel at Wolves Fancast have recently teamed up with FCquiz.app. It's one of the best football quiz websites you can play at the moment. There's quizzes for all teams, all different types of quizzes. And I do a Wolves quiz each week. But because I'm on this show for the first time in what feels like years, it's a 10-year quiz. I'm going to come to each one of you, and I picked a fixture from 10 years ago from your club, and you have to tell me a player that scored in that fixture. I'm going to go to Matt first because no one really gives a fuck about Brentford, so no one really know the answer. No one will know the answer. I mean, like, okay, Rich,
Me included.
name me a Brentford player from 10 years ago, Rich. Too long. No one knows
Was
the player
Ollie
from 10
Watkins
years.
playing then?
Was Ollie Watkins there 10 years ago, Matt?
No, I don't think so, mate. No, I think maybe
I'll go for Adam. Oh no, I've forgotten his name. The one who was at Leeds. What's his name, Matty?
Adam
Forshaw?
Forshaw.
Adam Forshaw. Was he there
Yeah,
10 years
true.
ago?
He probably would have been there 10 years ago. Yeah.
There we go.
Right, let's get this quiz moving. Right, Matt. October 2014, Brentford ran out 3-1 winners at home to Reading. Can you name one of your 3 goal scorers that day?
Sam Saunders.
No. You've got 2 goals, otherwise you're just basically embarrassing yourself on national YouTube.
National TV.
That's on YouTube.
You know what the worst thing is? Is 10 years ago, like, doesn't feel that long ago, but there's going to be players that are like, fucking hell.
Neil Maupay.
Yeah, go on, we'll go Neil Maupay.
You're wrong again. You could have had Jota, Alex Pritchard, or Jonathan Douglas.
Bloody hell, I don't think Jonathan Douglas ever scored for us. Nice.
There you go. Rich, I'm coming to you now.
Oh gosh.
October 2014, you drew 2-2 away at West Bromwich Albion. Can you name 2 of your most unrealistic goal scorers?
Jeez, I can't remember the last time we played.
One was a
West Brom.
defender and one was a defensive midfielder.
Let's go KG.
Who the fuck is KG? KG in the Sunshine Band. Who the fuck is KG?
Dickatroy.
Crystal Palace we're talking about.
Sorry, that's what we called him, Dickatroy.
Okay. That's your first one wrong.
That is. Damien Delaney. Also.
It was the what, sorry?
Damien Delaney.
Okay, so the correct answers were Breda Hangeland.
Oh my gosh, he did?
Millie Jedinak.
Fez.
Right. I'm going to come to the main guy, Dan. October 2014. Watford 0, Arsenal 3. Can you name one of your 3 goal scorers that day?
Oh, wow.
Thierry Henry.
I will go with 2014. Was that, yeah?
Yeah, I don't think Henry was there then, was he?
No, he wasn't. I will go with
Brenford.
Olivier Giroud.
Olivier Giroud is a correct answer. Can you get the other 2
Great.
down? Oh, your Arsenal prowess on national YouTube.
Wow, I was probably at the game. I was probably at the game, but I might not have been because it was at Watford. So I will say, along with Giroud, I will go with Aaron Ramsey and Theo Walcott.
Aaron Ramsey was a correct answer. The third one was not Theo Walcott. It was the Fantasy Premier League golden boy, Alexis Sanchez.
I would have gone for Sanchez as well, you know. I was going to go for Sanchez.
Right. I'll save the 2 gorgeous blokes in front of me till last. I'll come to you next, Emilio.
Gorgeous, not me.
Gorgeous.
Silver Fox, you, Dave. Emilio,
Hmm.
Fulham 4, Bolton 0 from October 2014. One of 4 goal scorers. Let's hear what you got to say.
We got relegated the year before, didn't we? So it's with the Championship. Fulham 4, Bolton 0.
Yeah.
Tom Kearney, did he score a goal? He would have played. I think he's joined us. Tom
Definitely
Kearney.
not one of you 4. So you got one other guess and.
Anyone I can think of is either Ross McCormack or Matt Smith.
No, unfortunately, those are incorrect. You one striker who I know definitely played up front was Hugo Rodallega.
Oh, okay.
And then you've got Amore Bieta, Christensen, and Hoogland.
Blimey. Yeah,
Right.
okay.
Rolling back the years
So,
here.
with the Super Reds in the middle of me. October the 5th, 2014, Dor and Dave. Now Googling Dave, I can see ya.
Mate.
Nottingham Forest 2, Ipswich Town 2. You've both got to get the correct scorer. So I'm going to come to you first, Dor.
Go on, Dor. Who are you putting forward? Go on, Dor.
Fucking hell. 2-2.
2014.
Joe Lolly?
No.
Oh, fucking hell. 2014.
Have another guess, Dor. You get 2 guesses each, I guess, right?
2-2.
Go on then, Dor.
I know. I'm sure I know he scored for Ipswich. It was a defender. Oh, who was it? I'm sure it was Darren Murphy scored for Ipswich. Oh.
Darryl Murphy scored for Ipswich, but he played up front, didn't he?
He did, didn't he? Did Darren Murphy score 2?
Darryl Murphy scored there too, yeah. So you got credit just for knowing that. But if you don't get your own players now, it's a bit embarrassing.
Oh, bloody hell. Dave, can you remember?
I can remember last week.
I remember that game. I was there. 2-2. Darren Murphy scored 2. Who got over one?
What time is it?
Can't remember. Dave will know.
What day is it?
Go on, Dave. What are you going for?
I'm going to go. I'm going to say Dexter Blackstock.
Trotter.
What was that, Dor?
Trotter.
Trossard. He plays for Arsenal, mate.
No, Trotter. Liam Trotter.
No. Dave, one more guess.
Yeah, so I said Nathan Tyson and Dexter. No, Henry Lansbury.
Henry Lansbury got booked. That might be what you're remembering there, Dave, with that memory of yours. The correct answers was, with the first goal, Robert Tesche.
Oh, yes. He scored the banger, Dave.
We always know now, don't we?
He scored the banger.
And the other correct answer is Mikel Antonio.
No,
Yeah.
Oh, can I forget Antonio?
So
That's my
he's
quiz.
been in.
fcquiz.app. It's a free website and app. Go and play it. Especially when you're on the toilet. It's a good 10 minutes worth of playing on the toilet. fcquiz.app.
That's
Brilliant, Dan. Brilliant, mate.
fcquiz.app. There we go.
Antonio scored in the 90th minute. I remember 90th minute, didn't he? That's it.
That's what Wikipedia tells me, Dor.
Yeah. It's scored in the 90th minute. I remember now.
You know what? That's we're gonna have to try and make that a weekly thing. That was fun. I did enjoy that. I must admit.
Wolves might go down and win the quiz league. You know what I mean?
I'll take it. As long as you've got something in the trophy cabinet. That
Nah,
better than
that's a cheap shot.
Trophy.
It's like Tottenham. Tottenham won 30 quid on the lottery last week. They're gonna have an open top bus tour around North London.
They've earned that win.
What's the? Let me put this in the chat. Was it FC Quiz app?
App.
Dave, we can use this for away days. Dave.
Yeah, we will. I'll get them all wrong again.
What's it called?
fcquiz.app. That's the website, or you can download the app at all good. Apple iPhone, all them bollock stuff.
Right.
Love, man. Listen, great way.
This wasn't a pre-rehearsed pitch, was it?
Big up for that. Big up for that, Dan. That was enjoyable at the end. Listen, big up to every single one of you for coming on as well. We're off to watch England. Woohoo!
FC Quiz.app.
I'm up to watch the 10-minute preview, not England.
It's what to do for the other 6 minutes for me.
Yeah. Clean up time, Dave.
Big up to Dor. Make sure you're following Dor on tour. Make sure you're following Dave. Make sure you're obviously following the Fulham Pulse as well and Emilio over there. Make sure you're following Rich on Eagle Eyed Football. Little Dan over at Wolves Fancast or Sherpa Van Dam. And of course, Matt as well. There's lots of background noise, so I'm going to get out of it. Take it easy, people. See you next time.
Take care, guys.
All the best.
All the best.